My name is Skona Brittain, and this is my first G for G conference. So I'm going to introduce myself. I have two companies, SB Crafts and SB Family School. Here are my business cards, and I could do a magic trick with them, but I'm not so egotistical that I name my companies with my initials. I will also tell you I live in Santa Barbara. So in SB Crafts, one of the things I do is I make math clocks. And here is an example of a math clock that I make. This is my first and my favorite. And yesterday, during the Creases talk, I realized that I had something to say about 11, which is that when I made this clock, I first made it in 1999, but this version is from 2007. The hardest one to come up with, the hardest expression was one for number 11, which is why it's now the most obscure expression on the clock. So that's about 11. Okay, in SB Family School, which is what I really mainly do. I wanted to just quickly show some other clocks. This one on the left is for number theorists. It's about primes. The one on the right is all about pi, including as a symbol for homotopy groups. Somebody else promised not to mention homotopy groups, but I didn't. Okay, so what I mainly do is SB Family School, which is a math enrichment program, and I work with kids 4th through 12th grade. I run math circles, small ones. I coach math teams, and I run math camps. And I wanted to talk about math camps. So I printed out one colored slide here. I don't know if it's possible to focus in on that or not. Is this what I should be doing?
Yes.
Okay, so this is just a list of this summer's camps. The first one, which I've been doing in one form or another for 15 years, is called The Art of Math and the Math of Art. And in that camp, I always use Martin Gardner's April 1975 mathematical games column, which, in case you don't remember, was the April Fool's one. And another camp I just wanted to mention is similarly named one, The Sport of Math and the Math of Sport, was inspired by the MAM theme of a few years ago. And next week I'm doing a MatheMagics camp because of the MAM Math Awareness Month theme. My favorite camp is MatheMagics, and I wanted to just describe that to you, how I use magic to teach math. So basically, the way I also, of course, use Martin Gardner's book a lot, lots of books for the MatheMagics camp. So basically, the MO of the camp is I do a trick, I perform a trick. The kids try to figure it out. I do it more slowly, I do it repeatedly, I direct their attention, I give them hints. Eventually it's all figured out. Then we spend a while exploring the math behind it. Nothing to do, we get away from the trick and we just talk about that area of mathematics and explore it. And then they create cards if necessary, rope, whatever, and practice the trick. And at the end of the week, they perform a magic show for their families. We perform. Okay, so I've picked one trick to talk about and show today, and that's the trick of strips. I'm not doing another strip act like whoever was up here last night, but I picked this one for a few reasons. One is that I gave a talk this summer in which I did this trick, and as a result of that talk, that led to me being invited to this conference. So I have a lot of affection for that trick. And also in that MatheMagics camp, I time it to be the week of the summer that a magician visits the local library, and we take a field trip there. We watch the show, and then we talk to the magician afterwards, and there have been several different magicians. And none of them has ever known this trick. Now, I'm not saying no magicians know it. I know some who do. But none of the ones have ever seen it or been able to figure it out. And that is a big thrill for kids to be able to, puzzle a professional magician. Oh, and I guess I got to mention John Kenway. He hadn't seen this trick until a couple of days ago either. Okay, so in This trick, I actually found it in a kit called the Magic Science Kit, and it had a bunch of science tricks and it explained how to do all of them, but this trick it said it couldn't explain. It was beyond the scope of the kit. It had something to do with matrices. If you can figure out what it has to do with matrices, let me know. So you put together, there's 12 of these. They each have 4 numbers. You let somebody pick any number of any of them, and then you immediately you put them together to make numbers like 259 plus 977. Is this being zoomed in on? Yeah. And then you magically tell them that the answer is 2,596. And you can do this for any number. Now, that means there's over 1 billion possibilities. And what's really cool about working with kids is that some of them actually believe I have all billion memorized. So how many people have seen this trick before? I just want to know. Show of hands. Not many. How many can figure out how? Probably not yet, since I've only done one example. Okay, it has to do with the property of 9, or b minus 1, where b is the base. And when the kids really learn, they understand the divisibility trick, that the digital root of a number is congruent to the number itself, mod 9. And so it's a good trick to learn math with, and I have only 17 seconds left. No? It's going upward. Oh, negative. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I will just mention that in your my gift is a PDF of cards that are similar to these but not the same. I have modified them in a way that makes it slightly harder to perform the trick and much harder to figure out the trick. So that's what you will receive. Thank you.